Hello and welcome to the AI with Arun show. If you're watching this, you've probably heard a million predictions about AI stealing jobs. But until now, almost all of those predictions were just totally unproven guesses. Today, we are throwing out the guesswork. We're diving into a massive, brand new study from Anthropic, the creators of the Claude AI. Their economists have developed a groundbreaking framework called observed exposure. Instead of just guessing what an AI could theoretically do, they tracked how AI tools are actually being used in real professional workflows right now. By analyzing task-level data from 800 different jobs alongside real-world AI usage patterns, we finally have a sophisticated, data-driven early warning system for the job market. Get ready, because what's actually happening is going to completely flip the script on what jobs are at risk. So how did they figure this out? Past predictions about automation, like jobs moving overseas, were often wrong because they relied on subjective opinions. Anthropic fixed this by looking at reality. They took about 800 unique occupations and broke them down into their everyday tasks. First, they asked, can an AI do this task at least twice as fast? If yes, it gets a high score. But here is the genius part. They didn't stop there. They checked those theoretical tasks against the Anthropic Economic Index, which uses anonymized data from millions of real Claude AI chats and enterprise API usage. This means they aren't just asking, can AI write code? They are looking at the data to see, are companies actually paying AI to write code right now? That is the difference between theoretical panic and observed reality. Here is where the data gets crazy. There is a massive gap between what AI can do and what it's allowed to do. For example, in computer and math roles, AI could theoretically speed up 94% of all tasks. But in the real world, only 33% of those tasks are actually being handed over to AI today. Why is there a massive 61% gap? It comes down to three main roadblocks. First, legal restrictions. An AI might be smart enough to authorize a medical refill, but it's legally not allowed to. Second, outdated corporate software that can't integrate with AI. And third, human verification. We still need a human to double-check the AI's math. The AI revolution isn't being stopped by a lack of intelligence. It's being delayed by human red tape. Now, you might think AI is best at automating simple, basic tasks. The data shows the exact opposite. AI actually delivers the biggest productivity boosts to the most complex, difficult tasks. The study found that tasks requiring a high school education get done about 9 times faster with AI. But tasks requiring a college degree, those get done 12 times faster. And it gets deeper. If you know how to collaborate with AI, you can stretch its capabilities. Normally, an AI can handle about a 2-hour task. But if a human breaks a massive project down into smaller, iterative steps, they can get the AI to successfully complete a 19-hour project. AI puts a rocket booster on high-level, college-educated work. Because AI is so good at college-level work, operating at about the level of someone with an associate degree, or 14.4 years of education, it's changing the daily grind in 2 massive ways. The first is net de-skilling. This is when AI eats the smartest, most complex slice of your job. Think of a travel agent. The AI does all the complex planning and cost math, and the human is just left printing tickets and taking payments. That lowers the skill needed for the job, which could eventually lower wages. But the flip side is upskilling. A property manager might use AI to handle all their boring, routine bookkeeping. This frees them up to focus purely on high-level human negotiations and securing big loans. Will AI turn you into a button pusher or a high-level boss? Let's get into the hit list. Who is actually on the front lines right now? At the absolute top of the vulnerability list, computer programmers. A staggering 75% of their daily tasks can be automated by AI right now. In fact, engineers using AI are already reporting a 50% productivity boost. If you process digital information at a desk, you are highly exposed. Customer service reps have a 70.1% exposure rate, as AI handles complaints and orders. Data entry sits at 67.1%, medical record specialists at 66.7%, and financial analysts at 57.2%. Even IT security and tech support are nearly 50% exposed, because AI can now automatically scan for risks and troubleshoot your hardware. If your output is entirely on a screen, your job is changing immediately. If you are panicking, take a breath, because 30% of the US workforce currently has zero measurable exposure to AI. Zero. We call this the manual moat. These are jobs that rely on physical labor, manual dexterity, or high-stakes, in-person human interaction that AI simply cannot replicate. Who are these untouchable workers? Cooks, motorcycle mechanics, lifeguards, bartenders, and groundskeepers. Even complex roles like agricultural workers operating heavy farm machinery are completely safe. And interestingly, some highly paid cognitive jobs are safe too, like representing a client in a physical courtroom, which requires a human presence and a legal license. If your job requires physical touch, real-world empathy, or legal physical presence, you have a moat that AI cannot cross. Everything we learned about automation in the 20th century is completely upside down today. In the past, machines replaced physical factory workers. But with AI, the people most at risk are highly educated, older, and highly paid. Workers in the most exposed jobs actually earn 47% more than people with zero exposure. And here is a critical demographic shift. Female workers are significantly overrepresented in high-exposure roles by 16 percentage points. This is largely because AI targets administrative, marketing, and customer support fields, which have historically been dominated by women. Researchers are warning that if we don't prioritize reskilling, AI could actually reverse decades of gender-based progress in the labor market. While we aren't seeing massive unemployment lines yet, there is a hidden crisis happening right now: the death of the entry-level job. The hiring rate for young workers, aged 22 to 25, into these highly exposed white-collar jobs has plummeted by 14% since 2022. Companies are quietly using AI to do the structured drudge work that used to go to junior staff. They are hollowing out the bottom of the career ladder. But this creates a massive long-term problem: the seniority bottleneck. In fields like software engineering or law, juniors learn by doing that basic work. If we don't hire 22-year-olds to practice the basics today, where are we going to find our senior experts 10 years from now? We also have to talk about the psychological toll this is taking on workers. Anthropic surveyed over 1,200 professionals, and the results are wild. On one hand, 86% of all workers say AI is saving them massive amounts of time. But despite that productivity, 55% are deeply anxious about their long-term professional future. This anxiety has led to a crazy phenomenon called stealth AI. 69% of workers admit they are secretly hiding their AI use from their coworkers and bosses. Why? Because they are terrified that if the boss knows an AI did the work, they will look less competent or entirely replaceable. Meanwhile, creative professionals are facing an identity crisis, wondering if the AI is just helping them or replacing their unique human voice. Zooming out to the global economy, we are witnessing the commoditization of human intelligence. If an AI can do college-level thinking 12 times faster than a human, the massive premium we currently put on undergraduate and graduate degrees might start to drop. At the same time, physical manual human skills will likely become much more valuable because they are unautomatable and scarce. There's also a scary geographic divide happening. Rich countries are using AI for augmentation, using it to make their highly paid workers even better and more productive. But emerging, poorer economies are using it for pure automation, to completely replace human labor. This threatens to massively increase global inequality. So where do we go from here? The job market isn't collapsing overnight, it's facing a gradual squeeze. For every 10% increase in AI exposure, a job's projected growth drops by 0.6%. To survive this, policymakers need to step up. The report suggests funding workforce training through AI consumption taxes and fixing the tax code so it doesn't favor investing in computer hardware over retraining human beings. For you, watching this video, the traditional entry-level white-collar job might be dying, but work isn't. To survive and thrive, you must stop thinking of yourself as a task executor who just does what they are told. You need to become an AI orchestrator, someone who uses human judgment to manage and direct AI agents to do the work for you. The future belongs to the orchestrators. Thank you for watching. Please consider joining us as a member. And please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun show.